Hello and welcome to The Social Talks, an independent public digital news platform that generates news, stories and editorials pertaining to the issues faced by the contemporary youth. I'm your host Nitika Mishra with today's story. The Song starrer K-drama The Glory has been one of the most watched non-English shows on Netflix worldwide. The first part of the series was released on December 30th, 2022, while the second part was released on March 10th, 2023. The following video will contain a bit of spoilers and plot details, so if you haven't watched The Glory, then head over Netflix first and watch it. While the first part led the path of the story and each of the characters' backstories, the second path let the audience see how the protagonist finally had a revenge against her tormentors. The story, with its gripping plot and nuanced performances from the actors, can connect the audience with the protagonist and her drive for revenge, which she feels is justice. The plot follows the journey of a high school student, Moon Dong-un, played by Song Hye-kyo, whose dream of becoming an architect is crushed when she falls victim to extreme violence and bullying perpetrated by her fellow students. With no help from the school authorities or family, Dong-un is forced to drop out. The student, who once was an academically motivated kid, grows into an adult driven by her scars and nightmares and begins executing an elaborate scheme against her tormentors. Dong-un waits till the leader of her tormentors gets married and has a child, and once the child becomes an elementary school student, Dong-un becomes her homeroom teacher and begins laying down her plan. The Glory doesn't shy away from showing the intensity of bullying and abuse students can deal with in South Korea and lays down a path for the protagonist to walk on, which makes the audience drawn to her and empathize with her. The character, although driven by revenge, does not harm the child or innocents in the series, rather turns the adults against one another and uses them to her benefit. She is joined in her quest by two other individuals, a middle-aged woman and a young man who is a plastic surgeon with their own traumatic pasts and dark secrets. Dong-un is shown receiving help from them as well as helping them in return and eventually falling in love with the man who sticks with her till the very end. The main antagonist of the series, Park Kyung-jin, played by Lim Ji-yeon, plays the leader of the tormentors, who is shown to be a spoiled rich teen. Her family makes sure that she never got into trouble for her actions, which made her even more evilier. She and her group of friends continue to torment Dong-un. Her character as an adult doesn't seem to care or remember her actions. Towards the end of part 1, her arrogance is shown bluntly to the audience when she claims that she should have killed Dong-un instead of letting her live. The first part was left on a cliffhanger with Park Kyung-jin, wealthy but principled husband, finding out the truth about a wife's actions. The second part continued from the cliffhanger and finally provided the audience and characters an ending. The ending of the series ends on such a note, which suggests the possibility of a second season, and further updates about that would be soon released by the directors, writers and producers of The Glory. For The Social Talks, I'm Nitika Mishra.